Today we're going to take a look at a scope that I bought for 18 bucks on Amazon. Hey everybody, Carolina Gun Guy here. So I bought this scope on Amazon about a year ago. As you may know if you've watched my channel, I'm somewhat of a budget gun guy. I don't typically buy any high-end stuff. And I saw this a review for this exact scope on 22 Plinkster's channel about a year ago. And I decided it might be a good buy, so I went out and bought it at that time. Now I will post a link to Plinkster's review in the description, and while I recommend that you watch his video also, these are different videos and reviews that focus on different aspects, so maybe stick around for a little bit. Now I bought this scope in August of 2018 and I paid $17.99 for it, as you can see in my order history. The scope now lists for $36.99 on Amazon, so it's more than doubled in price in the last year. Now if you know Amazon, items frequently fluctuate in price, so it may come back down again at some point, but I'm reviewing this as an $18 scope because that's what I paid for it. Now you do look at the reviews and you see with 136 reviews it has 4.5 stars. Now in his video, 22 Plinkster takes an overall look at several areas of the scope and found that it was pretty well built with solid glass. They make a few different claims on the box. They say excellent clarity with high-grade optical glass, and per Plinkster it passes that test. They show it's waterproof. Plinkster dipped it in his pool for about 10 seconds and it ended up being waterproof based on that test. 22 Plinkster did a fog-proof test that passed. You also see they have a shock-proof claim on here, and that did not pass muster with 22 Plinkster. What he did was he ended up tapping it on the side and the top with a rubber mallet a few times, and it did not hold zero when he did that. But here's what I think of it. I honestly don't know how they provide the quality of scope that they do for the $18 that I paid for it. Now I mentioned it's higher now on Amazon, but that price may fluctuate and come down again. So I have to imagine that the materials alone are worth more than $18. So as far as being a bang for your buck, no complaints there. Now before I go on, I want to remind you to hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and if you are, thanks for coming back. Now you can see that the scope comes with a couple of lens covers, which are fairly standard. But what surprised me was that it actually came with the mounting rings also to mount this. And that's not always included when you buy a scope. And if you buy those separately, those can cost more than this scope did in total. So the mounting rings alone are a pretty good value. They may not be the best quality, but they work and they mount well, and I haven't had any issues with them. Now on the front, you can see that the scope has a 3:9 zoom. Goes all the way up to 9. And on the back end, the focus goes from 10 yards, and you can actually go all the way past 10 yards to there. And it goes all the way up to infinity, right there. We're going to get it lined up, and a little bit beyond. So not much, but a little bit beyond infinity. So just in case you ever need to focus on Pluto in all her splendor. The windage and elevation things actually have pretty decent adjustment caps on them. I don't like the sound it makes when you take those off, but there's not much I can do about that. The adjustments are pretty standard. Let's see if I can get into focus in here. There we go. So I mentioned earlier that 22 Plinkster proves in his video that the scope tracks pretty well. What he did was he had the scope zeroed. He went 20 clicks right, 20 clicks down, 20 clicks left, another 20 clicks left, 20 clicks up, 20 clicks right. So he shot after each adjustment too. And his final shot was actually touching his initial shot. So there's no issue with this scope being able to track. It's not a cheapy scope. It's pretty good metal. Let me get my scale out here. See how much this thing weighs. I haven't even checked it yet. Weighs in at 566 grams, which is about 20 ounces, right about 20 ounces. So it's good. It's got some weight to it, but not too much that'll weigh your gun down. Now I will give the caveat that while I've used this scope many times, I've only had it mounted on a 22. I've had it on my Smith & Wesson M&P 1522, so it hasn't had to deal with a ton of recoil in my use. But I found it to be pretty good. It's solid. It works well. It's a great budget scope. It holds zero when I've been using it. And I recommend if you're interested in it, put it in your Amazon cart or your watch list and keep an eye on the price to see if it goes down. Go watch 22 Plinkster's review on this. He has a lot more actual field testing than I do here, which I had none. So his video is very informative and it's fun to watch. So I appreciate you guys watching this. Take care. God bless.